What's going on YouTube? It's Marvel DC Bros, and today we're coming at you with their Arrow Season 4 Episode 2 review.
So, as usual, we're going to give our top 5 moments from Wednesday's episode. First off, we'd like to say sorry it's so delayed, having school and, real life stuff to do. So we're going to do our top 5 moments. Still don't have the paddle, so we'll do thumbs up, thumbs down if we can't remember.
So, our first moment from the episode is just the mayor arc as a whole. From, I can't even remember the girl's name that was trying to go for mayor that kind of kicked off the whole episode. And then towards the end, when Oliver announced his running for mayor, I'm going to give this thumb halfway. It gets 50% for me. I I don't really know how I feel about Oliver running for mayor, but I like the girl when she ran for mayor because that set up some good things for the episode. So I liked how they utilized the mayor position for her to set up a bunch of stuff for later episodes to come with that was like when anarchy was introduced and everything. But I don't really know how I feel about Oliver becoming mayor because I like it because it's like a comic book reference, but I don't know how I feel about it yet, so that's why it just gets 50% for me.
I didn't like it actually. I said thumbs down for me. I do like how, it's from the comics, but he's so far off comic Oliver Queen that I don't like it at all. I don't give him any qualities. Like, he shouldn't be called the Green Arrow. I think Stephen Amell does the best he can with this character, but it's like the way he's written. How could someone like him? I just don't understand. I think he's very disrespectful, manipulative, and I don't know. I just don't think he should be in charge of a city. So I think that's stupid and it's very forceful. So the second moment, which is probably my all-time favorite scene of Arrow, was the opening scene of the episode and where Laurel zip lines. A million thumbs up for me. Diggle was there kicking ass. Thea was kicking ass. Oliver was kind of standing there with his dick in his hand. He was just kind of shooting people. I don't really understand. People were like, "Oh, he's back." I'm like, "What the heck?" He didn't do anything. And then Laurel there, she's just owning everybody. Then jumps for the zip line. That was crazy. We actually watched it 7 different times. We just kept rewinding it. It was awesome. And then even Felicity, she was doing her thing. Um, wasn't really much to hack into, but she was being their eyes and ears, which is what she's supposed to do. So I really enjoyed that scene. Just it was well put together. I thought it got a little bit of everybody, so I really liked it.
That was by far the best scene of Arrow that has ever happened. There's not a better scene that I've ever seen on a comic book TV show, I guess, except for The Flash. The Flash is pretty much better than that scene. But anyways, that's not the point. The point was that scene gets an infinite amount of thumbs up. It's still getting thumbs up for me since the episode. And I love how Oliver was actually probably planning to go down there and start kicking ass, and then he shot the zip line, and all of a sudden Laurel just jumps on it and zips down, and he's like, "What the hell just happened?" That was the most badass moment that I've ever seen in any type of comic book movie or anything. Just the scene of her ziplining, not the whole scene overall. But I like how everyone was kicking ass, and I feel like when Oliver was standing on that building, he had to feel pretty useless because for the past 5 months, it's been Diggle, Thea, Laurel, and Felicity helping them, and Oliver has had no idea that Felicity was helping them, and they solved pretty much everything without him. And I just feel like he felt out of place, and that kind of makes me happy because, you know, I haven't really liked Oliver since the middle of last season, and just freaking love how Black Canary is starting to kick ass because she's one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. So it's really cool to see that, and I just love that scene.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. She's turning into Dina. All of her qualities are showing, and as she keeps progressing as Black Canary, it just keeps getting better and better, and it's so exciting. She's Katie Cassidy is a slam dunk with that character, and I honestly couldn't imagine anybody else playing that role as well as she does. It's pretty incredible. It's so like I guess heartwarming to see. I don't. That doesn't really make sense, but to see her bring like one of our favorite characters to life in such a way that's just it's amazing. Sean Sicko.
So, our third moment from the episode is the introduction of Mr. Terrific, I guess. I really like the way that they introduced him. Like, they're kind of slowly building him up, so this scene gets a thumbs up for me. But the way that they introduced him, it's making him seem natural. It's not making him feel forced at all, and it's making things flow. I feel like that's got to be something that Jeff Johns brought along because the show did not flow at all last year. Like it was such a train wreck, and I was so lost following like the episode. The episodes were so hard to follow because it jumped around a lot. And so far in the first two episodes of this season, everything's flowing. Like Mr. Terrific's involved for a reason because he works for Palmer Tech, and he's going to continue to get involved by the technology that he develops, by the revolutionizing of like project that he has working. So I feel like they're gonna really use him. The story's flowing a lot better, and so I feel like I could really start to like him as they're not giving us too much of him. They're giving us just enough of him until he becomes part of Team Arrow. And so even though we didn't get a lot of him, he just I really liked the scenes that he was in because he's flowing very nicely and slowly.
He got a thumbs up for me. I love the actor that plays Mr. Terrific, but and they're introducing him well. I feel like they're gonna give him proper character development, and he's an amazing character in the comic books. He's like what the third smartest person in the world, so hopefully he's not dumbed down like others were for certain characters. I'll just leave that at that. But I'm really excited to explore his story and get to know him better. Fourth moment, we was the whole Sarah being resurrected arc. It got a thumbs up for me. I like Sarah. She's not like my favorite character, but I don't hate her like some people do. I think she's definitely not the real Black Canary. That's hogwash. And I'm excited to see her back. I think what they're doing, Laurel saving her sister, it's what should happen. It's not selfish at all. If my brother died, I would do absolutely anything to get them back. Dig his ass up, whatever. Like, I don't know what the big deal is about it. And even knowing the repercussions, I don't care if it's selfish. Like, I'd want him back. So, I love that scene. I can't wait to see them progress that storyline within the next two episodes and see how Sarah reacts. And it's going to be interesting, so I'm excited to see it. I thought they set it up well.
I like the scene of Sarah, like them going to dig up Sarah being resurrected. They played off the lie really well. They're going to a spa when actually they're going to Nanda Parbat, which I guess you could say the Lazarus Pit is kind of like a spa. Barry called it a hot tub. But anyways, I like the scene of Sarah being resurrected, but I feel like Laurel just found out about the Lazarus Pit, and Thea was resurrected like what 6.5 months ago. How on earth did she not know that? She's been living with Thea for 5 months, and she just found out. I don't even know. I'm not going to rant about that because they didn't really give us too much information on that. But seriously, make it not seem like Laurel is an outsider like y'all made her seem last season. You're finally starting to get her into the loop, and you just destroy your margin by doing something stupid like that. Like, just come on.
My question is, how did she was with her for 5 months, and how did Thea not have like a little outburst like she did? I guess Oliver brings out the worst in her because he brings out the worst in everybody. But
Exactly.
it just didn't make sense to me. Like the continuity of the storyline is pretty awful.
Yeah, but anyways, I like the scene overall. I like how Sarah's being resurrected, and the scene of her in the coffin, that was freaky.
It was gross. Pretty cool though.
So our fifth moment from the episode is Anarchy. Once again, I really liked how they developed Anarchy. I don't like how they're stealing yet another Batman villain, but I guess I'll let it slide. I mean, at least if we're going to have somewhat of Batman on TV, at least it's a villain. So the scene gets a thumbs up for me. I like how they introduced Anarchy, how he was burned by gasoline and like the taser device or whatever. I don't know how he survived from that, but I guess that's not really the point. he's going to be a total badass. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's going to wreck shit up whenever he comes back. You know, it's like the full anarchy. The A at the end, how he just killed everyone in the ambulance, is just going to show that he has absolutely no chill and he doesn't give a damn what he has to do to, like, go to the extent to get his way. And I really like how they're going to do that in the villain. And I like how they're going to kind of give us two villains, you know, with Damien and Anarchy, because they're not working together anymore. Like they said it. So they're going to have like the same end goal, but they're going to go about it different ways. So they're going to have to deal with them. And I really like how they've set that up. And I feel like Anarchy was a decent fighter. It's just when you're fighting against two people who are, you know, like Thea was trained by Merlin and Oliver was trained by like only God knows how many people. And he held his own pretty well, so it's going to be cool to see, you know, he's all crazy off of like being a burn victim now or whatever. So it's going to be cool to see him fight again.
Yeah, this scene gives me, or him as a whole, I give it a thumbs up. I love Anarchy. I think they're also developing his story very well. They started him off soft and kind of like planted the seed and kind of like let it start to grow. And I think the actor did a phenomenal job, pretty badass and stellar. So I can't wait to see them explore his story and see more of him later this season. So overall, I thought this episode was pretty great. Give it a B plus. I think things could have been handled differently, but we overall liked it. So we just like to say thank you so much for watching. Act sincerely to one another.
And we'd like you guys to check out some of our other videos, subscribe to our channel, and like this video down below. And this has been Marvel DC Bros, signing out.